Hello and welcome to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel, and in today's episode we're going to continue looking at this Lancia range. We're up to the Lancia Prisma. Welcome back, and if you're new to Quartzlight, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube looking at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and sometimes beyond that as well. We've been looking at this Lancia range for 1988. Last week we looked at the Lancia Thema, and then today we're looking at the Lancia Prisma. When you say Prisma, think Delta with a boot, the first generation Delta's saloon partner, although we always think about Deltas, don't we? Lancia Deltas when we think about Lancias. It's always the model that comes to mind. The Prisma was a bit of a forgotten one, really. I still think it's quite a nice looking car overall. It ran from 1982 till 1989. So anyway, let's have a look at this brochure. So two models in this quite small range for the Prisma. There was the base model, which was just the 1600 IE, which we'll zoom in, and this top of the range one, which in the brochure actually it's referring to as the LX, but the price range is calling it the Symbol. And I do remember more that the this particular model, the top of the range, was the Symbol, because I remember when I was younger, my mum was looking for a used car. It's one of these Lancia Prisma Symbols for sale. It may have been a very similar colour to this. I kind of forget. It's been a long time ago. I think that was an 89 version, but still, that's why I really remember the Prisma well. It was actually for sale in a Ford dealership next to your Ford Escorts. And there's this second-hand car, and it was like very low mileage, pristine condition, one owner car. And it was actually a really cheap price, a lot cheaper than a base Escort, because second-hand values were really hard on Lancias. My mum didn't decide to buy it. I think she was a bit wary of it being a Lancia, even though I really wanted them to get it. I can't even remember what car they actually chose in the end, but I kind of wish they did actually get the Prisma, but sadly not. But I remember having a close look at it and thinking, ooh, it's something a little bit different. And like I say, on a second-hand value, it was cheaper than a second-hand base Ford Escort of the same year, crazily enough. But anyway, we'll look at some of this text to learn a bit more about the Prisma, and then we'll look at some of these images and see if we can spot some sort of differences between the base model and the Symbol. So, to design and produce a practical family saloon that offers space and functionality, whilst at the same time offering power and sports car performance, needs the ingenuity of the world's best automobile designers and engineers. The Lancia Prisma provides that classic combination. Its distinctive, attractive three-box saloon style, another of Giugiaro's classic designs, has compactness on the outside, yet plenty of space and comfort on the inside. The level of performance follows the true Italian sporting tradition. The 1585cc double overhead camshaft engine with fuel injection system develops a power output of 108 bhp with an acceleration time to 62 from a standing start in just 10 seconds, and available top speed of 115. Two models available in the Prisma range, both incorporating the same power units and their performance characteristics. With the LX model, which, like I said, that's kind of like the top of the range model it's talking about in the brochure, but the price tells us that top of range is the Symbol. In addition to the already comprehensive list of standard features offering true comfort and luxury to driving, the power unit combines with the traditional Lancia mechanical configurations of transversely mounted engine, front-wheel drive, all-round independent suspension, 5-speed manual gearbox and all-round disc brakes. Again, the level of performance and standard equipment provided for a truly competitive product at a remarkably competitive price. So here we have the lower spec one, just called the 1600 IE, badged as such. Prisma 1.6 IE, the Lancia badge on one side, and of course the main badge in the centre there. I kind of think it's quite a plain styling, but I don't know why, I just quite like it for some reason. Like I said, the base model, so we've got wheel trims here instead of alloy wheels, but I think that's possibly the only real noticeable difference from this angle to the top model. But anyway, let's have a look at the top model now. And here is your top model of the two, featuring those alloy wheels. I seem to remember there was also, I seem to remember, a 4x4 integrale version of these as well. I can't remember though, I don't think it actually came to the UK, and of course even in Europe it was quite a rare version. 4-wheel drive integrale, but without the turbo, so that was an unusual model. Not here though. Next page, a bit more about the Prisma. Again, it seems to be focusing on that top model, referring to it as the LX, featuring those alloy wheels. Not hugely noticeably different from the base model. I have noticed actually though that it's got rear head restraints where that base model didn't. Maybe we should go back and just double check that. You can see the base model didn't have those rear head restraints, so that's certainly added on to this top model, interestingly enough. Overall, like I said, quite an attractive looking car. There was a bit of a facelift around about 86, and here we've got sort of clear indicators on the front, which actually kind of add to the appeal, I think. Nice wraparound bumpers, etc, etc. Interior wise, I don't know about you, but I think it's quite a little bit disappointing on the inside, really. Apart from this, quite a little bit of an interesting sort of like computer styling of these sort of doors open exactly above the clock. Other than that, it's very angular, looks quite plasticky. Not a huge fan even of that steering wheel, nothing fancy at all. Rest of the interior, those seats, it's pretty much just a sea of grey, really, isn't it? Unusual door card going right to the top there, and that sort of fabric material. But I kind of think it's a little bit disappointing. The text kind of goes into a bit more detail, but we're not going to read all that now. Let's look at the standard equipment on both models though. So we've got a comfortable wool fabric upholstery, front electric windows, digital clock, adjustable steering column, central door locking, internal adjustable drivers and passenger door mirrors, and an LED check control panel which monitors oil pressure, oil level and pressure, water level and temperature, brake fluid and brake pad wear. So really even the base model had a good level of specifications to it. LX, of course, top of the range or symbol. Adding on top of that equipment those light alloy wheels, anti-burst safety rims. What else have we got? Front and rear, so we've got rear electric windows as well, rear passenger head restraints, which we had a look at, rear sun blinds, which we really couldn't make out, and a manually operated sliding steel sunroof. It goes on to say the Prisma offers complete packages for family motoring and sports performance, providing a unique combination in the true Lancia tradition and style. So overall, like an interesting car, and like I say, a little bit disappointed my mum never actually got one of these. I think it would have been an interesting car, although I don't know, rust levels and reliability, who knows what it would have happened to it. Next week, of course, Lancia Delta, so that's something to look at, but let's have a look at the pricing. Okay then, August 1988, full price list for the Lancia range. Let's have a look at that. Prisma. Base model £8,375. Symbol, top model, another £1,500 or so, £9,675. So let's see if we can see what equipment it is and have a look at their top as well at the same time. Kind of hard to see with the name as well, but this is your top of the range. This is your base model. So metallic paint standard on that top model, which is unusual for a car. Sunroof standard on that top model, and we've also got central lock-in, twin camshaft, all-round disc brakes, split rear seats, tinted glass, laminated windscreen, passenger door mirror, heated rear window. What else have we got? Halogen headlamps, alloy wheels just on that top model, digital clock, tachometer, front electric windows, adjustable steering, front inertia seat belts, and a 5-speed gearbox. Overall, nicely equipped. Performance is also shown there, but we kind of like saw that in the brochure, didn't we? But 150 miles per hour, 0 to 62 in 10 seconds. At the end here, it's just kind of like talking about the fuel economy figures. 56 miles per hour, it's doing 45.6. 35.3 at 75, and the urban cycle drops down to 28.8, so nothing spectacular really. And at the far end there, it's just telling us £125 if we wanted metallic paint. So there we go, the Lancia Prisma. Makes me think of any of them left on the roads in the UK today. Even a rare car back then. There weren't many sold, I don't think, in the UK. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me if there's any still running around on UK roads. Jot that in the comments if you would. Any memories of this car, please do jot that in the comments as well. Always enjoy reading those. But if you enjoy the channel, please do like and subscribe. That really does help the channel greatly. I'm much appreciated. We're also setting other things up on the channel. There's now, you can do a membership now if you want to. There's also Patreon for very small amounts of money, although, you know, happy to have you. All the content is free. That's really only if you really want to help the channel, but that's completely optional, obviously. But thank you so much for watching today's episode of this Lancia brochure. Next week we'll continue with it, looking at that Delta, which, you know, an interesting car, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to looking at the Lancia Delta and the variations you could get in 1988. But for now, we'll say thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. Hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed the episode.